I just took 4th place in the One Piece Online Regional with this deck right here, Big Mom. Here's all the prizing that I won. Actually, it's pretty sick. I'm gonna put a link to that in the comments as well, so check that out in the description. And let's get into it. So I went 9-1. I played against 1 Ace, 2 Law, 2 Zoro, and 5 Whitebeards. I did lose against Whitebeard in, I believe, the 8th round. I actually should have won that if I did a slight misplay, which it really depends. Like, I was stacking a card with my Big Mom ability, and I thought he was going to counter out, so I stacked a Thunderbolt on there. But he actually just let his 4-drop die, and that messed up my whole entire stack there. So I could have stacked a Shirahoshi instead, and it turned out to be a really big misplay because I needed just 1k more counter in my hand, and that Shirahoshi would have got me it. I'm very sold on that. So yeah, pretty sad. And that Whitebeard that I lost to actually ended up winning the whole tournament. Congrats to him. And but yeah, here's the deck right here. This is Big Mom. So if you don't know what Big Mom does, she's so underrated, man. Everybody playing Katakuri, they don't even know about Big Mom. Nobody knows what this leader even does. So basically, you put 2 Dawn, you attach 2 Dawn to her, and when attacking, you may add a life card from the bottom or top of your life, and then if you're at 2 or less, then you could place 1 from your hand to the top of your life area. So you can actually use this ability starting at 3 life because you take the 1 to your hand, and then you are at 2 or less, and then you place 1 from your hand on top of your life. If you know Yellow, you know that they have some really nice triggers, and if you can manipulate your life, it's really good. So let's go over the deck here. We just have the 2k, the regular 2k counters. I'm running all of them that you can run. The pretty standard stuff. We got Sanji. You rarely ever play this card on 2. Sometimes you can, if your hand is really dead. That's about it. Otherwise, if you play this, you're throwing. Then we have Strusen, who you really never play, except for against Law, because he actually does pop those 1-cost blockers that Law runs, and he actually won me both games against Law. And then we have Charlotte Pudding, which you never ever use. Don't use her. Then we'll start it off by going over the Searcher. This is just standard as well. A lot of cards that Katakuri runs as well in this deck. But yeah, standard Searcher card, really strong. Then we have our guy Perospero. Just another Searcher, 5k body, turn 2 play if you're on the odd curve. Also has a trigger, that's not bad. We've got the standard Brûlés, 4 Brûlés. I mean, it's the only blocker in the deck, has a trigger as well. Moving on to the 4 costs, we have 4 Operas in here, just because 6k is a great stat line, and it's a Big Mom Pirate. It has counter as well. It's very nice. And then we have the Katakuris. I have 4 Katakuris in here. Everybody is so surprised about my Katakuris. And this card is really nice in Big Mom. I don't run any crackers in the deck, which everybody is super surprised about. But once again, the 6k stat line is really good. It gets over Fire Fist in red. And the ability to look at the top of my life. You can look at your opponents as well, but I usually just look at the top of my life and then decide if I want to put it on the bottom or not. If it's bad, I'll probably put it on the bottom and then take it to my hand with Linlin so that I'm stacking, like, I'm putting only good things in my life. And then, of course, it does have Rush if you're at less life cards than your opponent. So a fun thing that I like to do is when I'm playing against Zoro, I'll take some early life cards. I'll go down to 3. And then my turn 6, or my turn where I have 6 Dawn, I play this guy along with my leader ability. It's really good, and Katakuri, this card is just so good at fighting back on board, because Big Mom is very different than Katakuri in the sense that it's just a slower deck. It's more control-y. So they swing at me, we get rid of our life cards, and then we swing back at their board, clear off everything, and this guy helps a lot. This card is one of the best cards in the deck. So I am also running 2 Linlins. This is pretty standard, the 7-drop. It's just so strong when you're on 7 Dawn. If you go into an odd curve, if your opponent forces you to an odd curve, it's really usually only good on 7. Otherwise, you're just gonna get rid of it. But when you have it on 7, chef's kiss. Then we have 4 Shirahoshis. I can explain. I mean, first of all, we're Big Mom, so we can set it up on our life. And then also, I'm running 4 Katakuris. So, usually people run like 2, sometimes 3 if you're crazy. But I'm even crazier, and I run 4 of them. And it's because of the Shirahoshis, pretty much. Because if I can stack, so I'm playing against Zoro, per se. I stack the Shirahoshi on top of the life. They put it on the board. They hit me, I play it. And then I follow up by putting Shirahoshi back on top of my life with Katakuri. If you do that against Zoro, you like never lose. And then also the fact that we have the 4 Shirahoshis in the deck means that you will likely be able to stack it in there. Like it might already be in there, but you're likely to get at least one Shirahoshi off in the game, and then you can get rid of dead cards like the extra Katakuris. I think Katakuri is just such an important card to have on 8, especially with that combo. So when I'm running 4, I basically guarantee that I have one. I don't need to explain Big Mom, the 10 drop. It's one of the best cards in the whole entire game. Very, very good. Yeah, draw them. And then last but not least, Thunderbolts, also a pretty normal card in a yellow deck. This also enables our leader ability sometimes. You can do some fun stuff with that by getting yourself down to 3 so you could use it. Or you could also do a combo with Katakuri. So you can get yourself down below your opponent's life, and then you get to get the rush on Katakuri. And that's what I actually did in one of my games, and it did win me the game. And that is the list right there. Top 4 in my first One Piece regional with this deck. I think it's a very underrated leader, and I'd say it's it's off meta, even though it does run a lot of similar cards to the regular Katakuri deck. But yeah, this is my build, and I'm so happy with the deck. If I was gonna change anything, I would maybe drop 1 8-drop Katakuri, but still, I just love everything as it is. I hope you give it a try. Big Mom needs some more respect, so yeah, play it, and I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of the deck, and yeah, maybe if you're running something different, let me know, and we could talk about it. But this is the list, and super happy with it. It's Dmoney with Double Down Pirates. Peace out.